and welcome back to the East County Sports Report. I'm Ramon Scott with my man Dave Dickens wearing his Santana gear tonight. We brought in Dave to continue our preseason previews. We're not even in school yet, but we're at practice here, getting ready for the high school football season. Joining us tonight, Dave, the Santana Sultans back where we belong, in the Grossmont Valley League. And not only that, Dave, what it's going to mean is going to be an exciting season. And we'll put last season behind us. It wasn't awful. I mean, we were just in a very, very tough league. We played great competitive games all season long and, showed out with a playoff victory. Don't forget last season for these Santana Sultans. So, Dave, thank you for getting our crew this week for this show. Offensive lineman extraordinaire, should have been all leagues somewhere. Honorable mention, all Grossmont Hills League with all those big guys, AYDEN Dolan and AIDEN Thornton from the defense as well. Dave, a couple of veterans who have won a few big games with the Santana Sultans, and of course our buddy Coach Tim Estes. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, considering you were in that league, I think coming out 5-7. I mean, the league was the hardest portion of your schedule, looking at it, and to still come out with 5 wins, I think that you could definitely pat yourselves on the back. I know we'd like to do a little better, but Coach, if you could give me the small version of why we just did 1 year of the league realignment of temporary.
Of course. So in our league meeting that we had prior to the season and stuff, they had talked about, having us go up because it's kind of like our turn because West Hills had already been up there. El Cap had already been up there. And we were the most successful team after those two in terms of wins and losses over the last few years. So they had us go up, but we asked them a lot to go, hey, look, let's just make this only 1 year because the open division teams, Helix and Granite, they don't really want to play us because they lose all their points in terms of wins and losses. So they don't really want to play us. It doesn't help them in any way. And even Steel Canyon and stuff didn't really, and Grossmont, who ended up being in Division 2 and stuff, they don't really want to because, again, they hurt them in points. And so we were able to talk to them and say, yeah, we could just make it a 1 year deal and go back. And but actually, like I said, the preseason worked out really well for us. And then we went in the semifinals of the playoffs. So I was pretty happy with the beginning and the end. The middle, not so much.
So, I mean, really, would you say that you gathered any specific added experience that you wouldn't have had otherwise, I guess, made you a little better, would you say, playing with some of those tougher D1 teams?
Yeah, it did. But, the one thing is like Aiden, both the Aidens and a couple of, we had 34 seniors last year. And I think we only returned 7 guys from last year's team. So there wasn't a lot that we returned back. So those guys that got those returners did got a lot of experience playing those tougher teams. So it really helped those guys. But as a whole, we didn't get a ton because we lost so many guys from that team.
Gotcha. I just got a text from from Josh. He's stuck on the home screen, Ramon. I don't know how you want to roll that.
Yeah, I'll look into that, Dave. I'm trying to see if I have him right now, but I don't have it here right now. So maybe we can continue on with our interview, and I'll try to see if we can't get him the right link to join us right now. I want to, if I can, just point a question at AYDEN Dolan here. We got a couple of Aidens here, a couple of buddies, I'm sure. You have a lot of fun with that every day at practice and so on. But Dolan, look, if anybody gained from the experience, it might have been you guys on that offensive line going up against some big guys in some of those games. And yeah, it didn't work out in the regular season, but still some big wins during the season overall. And, teams that we're going to face again this year, teams like Canyon Hills and Sweetwater as part of that non-league schedule. And I've got a picture behind me of the Santana Sultans holding the Mayor's trophy there, the Mayor's Cup in that win. I was at that game against West Hills, so I know that's going to be a target for you guys too, Aiden. But back in this league, man, it's going to be awesome because you guys are going to have the 3 most important games of the season, Dolan, in Santee Community Stadium. I'm talking about the Wolfpack, the Vaqueros, and the Braves, probably the three closest contenders in your league this year.
Yeah. The goal is just to have like a good second half of the season. Obviously, the first half counts, but it's more just building up to that league play.
And AIDEN Thornton from the defensive side, you were in part of that team too, that Mayor's Cup winning team. And last year, look, we were in that game. There were a few miscues. Remember the batted ball that got returned for some yardage and everything that set West Hills up, and even that. Well, I don't want to say it, Dave, because we're going to have the Wolfpack, but there was a duck of a pass. It ended up being a touchdown out there. You guys were in that game, just lost by a couple of touchdowns. And the other thing, Thornton, about the schedule, you guys beat El Cap. People forget. Maybe you guys beat El Cap on the road in overtime last year. So we have plenty of experience to tackle this league schedule.
Yeah, it was a good game against West Hills. It was just a battle back and forth. Couldn't really get it. But yeah, that El Cap game, that was a really good game. We persevered, played good defense, played good offense. Just came together as a team and won that game.
And Thornton, we also know that I mean, they're both equally big trophies, but I always thought that bringing the Tony Burner and the whole story behind it with Coach Burner and then his son playing at West Hills prior to that, I mean, that's one of the big ones. But then you guys, I believe the Mayor's Cup, are you guys ahead or is it West Hills? Is
West Hills by quite a bit.
Yeah, there was that run there. I don't even know if we break out that old trophy with the Vaqueros anymore, Coach Estes. Do we have something new? Don't we?
Actually, it disappeared years ago. I guess I don't know. When we won it back in like 2011, we had won, and we never got the trophy. So we think it just kind of disappeared over the years, and we haven't seen it since. So I don't know. And I heard that they were making a new one, but haven't got it. It's called the Golden Whip.
That's just me every year.
That's right, the Golden Whip. I remember hearing about that.
I heard you guys had something else. Hey, Dave, look who we found. We got Josh Pell. We're not going to tease him. The sophomore quarterback here of the Sultans. He found his way to the studio. It was on my end. I couldn't find him down there. So thanks for joining us, Josh. You have anything, Dave, to get started with our we got to bring Josh along. We got the Aidens here. They've been around. They're seniors. We got to get Josh up to speed on the media here, Dave.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, it's a whole new ball of wax for you. I mean, now you're going to be starting on the varsity team. And from what I understand, haven't taken a snap yet with the varsity. So that's got to open up all kinds of things physically and mentally for you. How do you feel at being chosen as QB1 for starters?
I mean, I'm excited. I think that we're going to do pretty good. We're going to take like slow, one game at a time, week by week. But I'm excited for it.
And now I understand, which is probably going to help you, not probably, it's going to help you quite a bit, is I also understand you run track as well.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks running track, Josh? I don't know. I don't know if we're supposed to. Do we do that?
Yeah, I got to say condition. I'm more of a mobile quarterback. I like running the ball.
Well, Dolan, what do you think? You got another quarterback back there. You've had a few guys here over the last couple of years have done an okay job. How do you feel about the offense, Dolan? You've been around this program right now, and I know that probably this young man's going to be leaning on you for a lot of leadership, sir.
Well, obviously, since it's a new face, it's going to have to be more of like a trust building thing for a little bit. This is more of the team chemistry part right now. So it's just like at practice, we just need to work and get better. And then once the scrimmage happens, some things are going to start working.
Hope you didn't mind my little wave there. Didn't distract anybody. Coach Lynn is in the chat. Everybody say hi to Coach Lynn. Santana High legend, Mr. Thornton. Is that right?
Yeah, that's my dad.
He's a man, man. He's a man. Boy, I go back so many years with Lynn on the sidelines, man, back when I had hair, Dave.
I was going to ask again. I was going to ask about the offensive line, Dolan in particular. Are we kind of in a rebuild year on that line, and are we going to be shifting some people around? And can you throw some names out at us too, whether they're coming up from JV or if they were on the team last year that made an impact?
This is the moment, Aiden. Don't forget anybody. You'll get in trouble.
Unfortunately, we're not returning anybody except for myself. We definitely have some guys stepping up from JV though. Our center Rex Rumsey. We're kind of moving around the left side of the line, but right now our right guard is kind of solidified. Evan Sanchez. But the left tackle, left guard are still being worked out. There's a bunch of guys that are competing for those spots though.
Coach Estes, AYDEN DOLAN might be the most underrated lineman in the entire county heading into this season, considering all those names, all those great. Remember, the player of the year in the county last year was an offensive lineman from the Grossmont Hills League. I mean, that was just wild, right? And all those other guys that, well, let's face it, AYDEN was up against some big names. He probably would have been a first teamer in the other league last year, Coach Estes. So what has he meant? Like I said, I saw AYDEN out there as a sophomore, and he was wrecking guys then. So what has he meant to this program over the last couple of years?
We brought AYDEN up when he was a freshman. He actually played in the Mount Carmel game and the games prior to that with his older brother played in the same team, and he actually got some playing time when he was a freshman. And so he's been one of our staples, and the guy at the end of the line. He's the guy that we can count on. He's the guy that will ask questions. He'll make sure we get things taken care of. He'll talk to us after we go off the field, say what's going on, what might work, what may not work. He's the anchor of the line, and we depend on him a lot to take care of stuff. We even tell the younger guys, if you guys need to do something, hang out with him. Go lift with him, hang out with him. Make sure you hang out with that guy because he's got the leadership abilities to run the guys.
I'm going to predict first team. I don't know. That's for me to do. Don't worry about it. I'm just saying this year everyone's going to find out. We already know about AYDEN DOLAN. Go ahead, Dave.
This one was going to be for Mr. Thornton. Now I see that you'll be carrying the ball on the offensive side, and also you'll be a linebacker on the defense. And since we've already kind of discussed what's going on somewhat on the offensive side of the ball, we're going to be working with a lot of new people. Are we going to be doing the same thing on the defensive side of the ball, or are you going to have a couple of veterans coming back? And who are some of these leaders going to be in the secondary helping you out, and also with the pass rush?
As many as you can get, Thornton, as many names as you can get. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I got you. It's a very fresh defense, I would say. Like, there's not a lot of returners. We got me, Wyatt Williams. He's playing inside backer. There's some new linebackers, Tanner Staggs, and then we got another. He used to be a D tackle last year on JV, but now he's stepping up in practice recently. Grayson Wolf. Then we got a new player. It's Cone Waiter. He's been stepping up. He's new. He's from water polo. And then on the D-line, Dolan's down there in the trenches, down there on D-line as well. And then, pass is going to be a thing we need this year. So, there's a lot of guys there's D tackle spots right now. So there's a lot of them. And then the secondary is still getting worked out right now. But right now we got Maddox Iso, Jordan Gillisy, Noah Quaylen. We have our running back, Caden Hallman, out there. We got sophomore Denton Gore. We got another DB, Omar Salih. There's a bunch of guys competing for those spots right now. They're working their tails off right now in the secondary, on scout D, on first D, second D. they're working their tails off, doing all good.
Now, how did the JV team do with some of those players, or did you hear anything about it? Or maybe this is a question for Coach Estes. Maybe he would have more of a line on that.
Yeah, I mean, I was there at those games before we went up to the locker room for varsity games, so I got to watch most of the games out there. Watch them, a couple interceptions from those DBs. Get to see them play out there. Good tacklers, good coverage, like all of them. So I know most of them are going to be able to step up playing from that JV, getting their first snaps on varsity. But it's just the experience during practice and the reps, just taking reps over and over again to get used to it, because we got a young team overall. I mean, we got 13, 14 seniors, not a lot. So, we just got to have the younger guys come in, step up, make a name for themselves.
And you guys don't really have you got a couple of games out of the gate. Is it Canyon Hills, or is it the Red Devils first that you guys got?
Hills, Dave. Yeah.
Hills and then
Yeah.
Sweetwater.
Listen, Dave, and Thornton, follow up on Dave's question, but it'll be Canyon Hills first. We beat them 40-21 last year at home. I'll say it, we'll be expected to win that game. I'll put the pressure on you on that one. At Sweetwater, we really thumped the Red Devils last year, but we play this team almost every year, it seems like. And I would imagine on their home turf, and they always get better as the season goes along. Beat them by 34-8 last year. I would imagine that's going to be a little bit closer to a toss-up, even though I know these guys expect to win that game. Certainly the other non-league games at home against Hilltop, Dave, we should win that one. The other one that's kind of a little bit tougher will be Olympian on the road. That looks like a really good game as well. And then Claremont at home. So hopefully we stay injury-free, Thornton, because we can start on a roll here with that schedule, quite frankly, if we perform, I think, the way Santana does. I'm not going to buy into what you're saying. Maybe we'll not have as many banners, senior banners on the light poles out in the parking lot, but knowing Santana football, you guys would be expected probably to roll through that non-league schedule or, play very well, Thornton.
I would agree. I win. I believe that we're going to have a great season and we're going to win. And I take my hat off to Sweetwater. Even though we got them pretty good early, they came back and won. They won the D5 championship. So I give them props. And they had some guys.
They got on a roll.
I don't know how many they returned out of those guys, but they will be better. Canyon Hills, I think this is their coach's second year, maybe his third year. So I think they'll be better now. They have more little continuity with their guys, so they'll be better. But I think that we're gonna have a great season overall.
Now,
I foresee us coming down to us West Hills and El Cap based off of how injuries, how the season kind of rolls with certain things. But I think it's going to be a fun season. I'm looking forward to it.
Dave, I'll let you go on that. But again, I just want to say it one more time because I kind of just threw it in there at the beginning. Remember, the home games, West Hills, El Cap, El Cajon. I'm the guy who's supposed to make the prognostications. And a lot of times when I look at those type of games, this is what I got from your dad, Dave. The home team, it really is a thing in high school football. In fact, it might be even more significant in high school football. So a great schedule has set up for the Sultans this year, Dave.
Yeah. And pertaining to the schedule, not that it's a huge deal, but I was wondering, since we've had them on the schedule for so many years, especially since you've been coaching, Coach, is why we don't have the Mariners on the schedule this season.
Well, it's actually interesting. Tyler Arcegetta, who used to be the head coach there, him and I started playing, so we just kind of kept renewing. And then he went to Bonita, and it didn't quite work out. I played one more year with the other coach there, and then after that we didn't make it work anymore. And then now we're actually scrimmaging Bonita, where Tyler's at. Tyler's now moved on. He's not the HC anymore. Yeah. He moved on to a VP position in his school. So he's still at Bonita, but he's a vice principal now of athletics.
That'll be the scrimmage at Bonita. So, hey, Josh, let these guys talk about some of the guys, but you're just getting to know some of your offensive talent. So what have you seen out there? And I won't put as much pressure on you to name some of your teammates, but who are you starting to feel a little bit of a groove with, or who's standing out to you in early I'm sure more talking and meeting guys as much as getting out there and working right now.
Some guys that stand out is Caden Holman. He's really fast. He can use his speed, and he's strong. He's a great running back receiver. Noah Quillen and Tanner Sachs are great receivers. AYDEN DOLAN, great offensive lineman. I'm starting to build that connection with Rex. He's a good center. And Omar's a pretty good. Omar and Caleb Carnes, he's good too.
Pretty good, Dave. Pretty good by Josh there. We'll coach him up in the. We got him for 2 more years, so we'll coach him up on making sure we memorize all those last names. I have to do it, so Josh will get you going. But great to have you, brother. And I told Coach, no pressure, but if Coach is going to invite his brand new sophomore quarterback to join us here on the show with these 2 veteran captains, Dave and I are going to expect a good season, a good consistent season from you, even if we have to rely on that famous Sultan running game that we've seen a lot of times over the last few years. We had some passing talent too, man, with Valenzuela last year. We lost him to graduation, but he was Mr. Big Play guy. That's what I always thought. I don't know. I would almost yell at Coach to just throw it up to this guy half the time. He seemed to make the big play in all the crucial moments over those 2 seasons, Dave. But no doubt this team, they beat Crawford in the playoffs last year. They thumped them, actually, and then ran into Mount Miguel, but, so did everybody else. So yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, and in pertaining to that, Coach, what was that like to face Mount Miguel? We all know. I mean, they really haven't been the top of the ranks for quite a few seasons, and we thought, putting in a very seasoned ex-Helix coach in there would pretty much solidify some wins and some championships. But when you don't have some of the pieces of the puzzle or some of the guys, it doesn't matter how great the captain is if you don't got the players to get the job done. But I'm sure they were a completely different Mount Miguel team than you played in the past.
Oh yeah, they were a very talented team, and fortunately for us, we also played Steele and Grossman and Helix in that year, so it was just one of those guys. They could have very well competed with those guys last year, and this year they got a couple more guys. I mean, they got the fastest guy in the 200 in the high school. And Brendan Arrington, that guy can run. We watched him in track a number of times, and he's got a gift of running.
Yeah. Now, a question I actually had for Coach. One lastly, actually pertains to him and his offensive coordinator, as well. As we all know, Taylor Estes is your offensive coordinator. It seems like she's wearing about 10 different hats this year. I guess assisting with the JV, head coach of the flag team. And how is she making all this happen, Coach?
Where is the CEO tonight, actually? I was wondering.
She's actually at a concert, not going to lie. She's at a concert. She's at a country concert. So, I even forgot who, but no. Actually, our OC this year is James Deedy. He's going to actually do it because Taylor went on, and she's the head coach of the girls' flag football. And she's getting the girls all set up. Their official tryouts are on Saturday. So the girls been working out on when we've been working out. We share a field with them too. So she's wearing a lot of hats, and then she comes to our practices and gets our stuff situated, helping out with gear, uniforms, getting the guys situated. So she does a lot. I said she's like I tell I'm the head coach, but she actually just runs the show. I just kind of go coach football when I can.
Yeah, Dave, when you told me Taylor wasn't going to be here, I was wondering how we were even going to pull this show off today, but
Me too.
been able to get it done here. Hey, so Thornton, I wanted to get back to you though a little bit, and you talked about your guys on defense here, and I didn't know that going to be carrying the ball there a little bit in the backfield. We know is that what Dave said?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just there for a little bit.
Okay, is it more by committee possibly at this point?
Yeah.
What is the? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I mean, I'm just there. I mean, I'm not necessarily like a start, like getting for sure carrying. I'm there when they need me, there to do whatever. But like right now, we are running backs. We got Caden Holman, Wyatt Williams, Grant Johnson, and we got a freshman Julian. We got Julian May, so he's pretty good.
Aiden, I'm getting Dave here back here. I think I've lost him here, but I think I can handle it. But I do need him back. Aiden, this team does have an offensive philosophy that kind of relies on a pounding game a little bit. I think of Benson and how the type of back that he was a couple years back, and the way that he could really, it was a diminutive guy certainly. He was hard and tough, but small. But this is a team that has, even before you were here, Aiden, but you probably followed Santana, and like you said, you were as a freshman too. So this team has bounced from a little bit more of a passing team to running team, maybe just kind of fitting with what their personnel is. I got Josh here. We're trying to pump him up as a sophomore, Aiden. But Dolan, what do you see as the philosophy right now with the offense? And you've seen kind of both ways that this team has gone.
Yeah, so this year it's a lot more mixed. I think we're gonna evenly spread it out between passing and running more than what we have been doing. And it's more of a speed. It's more speed this year than power. But yeah, I think we're gonna make it work for sure.
Josh, does that sound like what what's going on right now? I mean, I know we're early, and we got to get you early. We got to get all the teams in here, but I imagine a young quarterback wouldn't mind getting some headlines early.
Yeah, I think we're going to really utilize that speed that Aiden said.
And Coach Estes, does the philosophy sound right to you as far as what we need? I know I've seen a lot of different versions of the Sultans, even over the last a few years, where we've kind of gone to the video and everything like that. I mean, I remember some passing teams too, but it just seems to me right now with the way this league is shaping up. And there's thanks, Dave. Coach Estes, the way the league's shaping up with these teams, man, just stick to what the Sultans have been successful with.
Yeah, we took a look at our personnel because, like I said, we lost a lot of seniors, 34 of them, and so we brought back. We looked at our personnel. We looked at who the JVs were coming up and doing stuff, and then over the spring and summer, we figured out that hey, we can actually do both these. We can run and throw the ball pretty well for us. So I think it's going to be pretty well balanced, like AIDEN DOLAN said. It'll be mixed. I know there's times that we go like last year, we think we're a little more run heavy than we were pass, but I think this year we could actually spread it out pretty evenly. And depending on how the game's going, might dictate more what's going on. I think I always like the guy. If we can run the ball, why do we need to throw it? So I like to be able to start establishing the run, and then let's throw it afterwards.
We got your back, Dave. I'm sorry about that.
No worries. You know what? And we'd be taking a page out of Hamamoto's book. He I think we all know that Monte Vista, Ron has been using the running game. Sometimes I think he had Jamon running about I think 50 carries a game a couple of years back. So you guys faced somebody running the ball at 90% of the time. So how wouldn't it be better to turn that around on somebody that did that to you for many years?
Yeah. Ron does a great job running the football. When he throws the ball, it's like, whoa, it's like shocking because he throws the ball once or twice a game. If he throws it 4 or 5 times, man, he's in a passing mode. Yeah, he just runs the football, and that's what he does. And he does a fantastic job with him. I know a number of years ago when they had McClendon as a running back, I mean that I would hand him the ball too, 40 times a game because that guy was good, and he just built a pound around that same philosophy, and he's been successful.
Now, with this younger team, Coach, would you say that so far from what little you've seen, that this is a type of team that's going to gel not only on the field but in the classroom and outside of the football field as well?
Yeah, I believe so. They seem to be a pretty good group of kids. It's pretty well mixed. Like I said, we have freshmen, sophomores, and juniors and seniors on the team at the moment. And so it's a nice mix. And I think as we move along, getting even better to know each other and moving along, it'll even get better. The chemistry has been there. It's been a fun group to coach so far this year. And I think part of it is there's so many young guys and stuff that it's a good mix. Because like I said, I think we said we had 13 seniors. And correct me if I'm wrong, Aiden's, 1 or 2 of them didn't play last year. And so it's like we didn't have a lot of guys coming back.
And how confident, Coach, are you so far? I mean, you're going to be using. Have you actually practiced Caleb running the ball more so than throwing the ball?
Yeah, we've got Caleb in the back as a
Thanks,
quarterback.
Dave. You holding it down? Good job.
We have a package. We have packages for him as well, but we like him as a slot and receiver and stuff, so we can get him the ball in space and he can play a little more defense for us. So, and with Josh and Ethan and even Kyle, Caleb's little brother, who's been coming along, we think we can have some quarterbacks over the next couple of years as well.
Always good to have the youngsters. I'm sure you feel the same way because you know you can mold them at a younger age like that, and then come time when they're juniors and seniors, they can go out there. They're going to be a lot more self-sufficient. They're going to have the plays down. I'm sure you agree, and it's just kind of a machine at that point.
Yep. And we put some more tweaks in the offense this year that we didn't necessarily use over the last couple of years. So I think that's really going to help us as well. And those guys, and like I said, the quarterbacks have really progressed. And actually, we tell them, hey, make this decision hard for us and who we're moving up or who we're moving down or whatever. And they've done a good job. I mean, it's been a tough decision every week. We get talking about it. James and I and the offense guys would go, what do you think this week? And they go, well, this guy did this guy did this. And it's been fun. This has actually been a real fun summer with the competitions that we've had. They named a lot of the kids that are on offense and defense, and not everybody played last year. And they've really stepped up to where we might be able to do some really good things offensively and defensively.
Now, Dolan, are you looking forward to having a scrimmage soon here, and actually, I mean, that gives you more of an idea of where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are. Would you not agree?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the scrimmage is going to be the first real taste of what we can do. Yeah, I think that's gonna like prove what we can do in this season, and then we're just gonna have to keep rolling with it.
Dave, thanks for holding it. Great job, man. Appreciate that. Go ahead, Dave. You got anything more? I feel bad I wasn't there, but I feel you got some good questions out of these guys. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, I just no worry. That same thing. I don't know what happened to mine either, but technology can be your friend or it can be your worst enemy. So Coach, in terms of past Sultan teams, in comparison, you've coached quite a few of them, and I've seen quite a few of them, sometimes twice a year. With a young team, have you had a young team like this? As many seniors that are gone in quite a while?
I'd probably say this is probably the biggest mix of kids. I mean, we haven't had this many freshmen on the varsity. I don't think it's since I've been there, and I've been coaching there since 2000 when Coach Ghost was there. Then I came up after him, but this is a good mix. Like I said, we literally have all 4 years of kids on it, and it's been a lot of fun this summer. I've really enjoyed being out there.
And looks like we've got some great would-be coaches in the chat too. We appreciate everybody with all their comments, cheering their buddies on, their teammates on, their friends on here as we get ready for the season. Dave, got anything else? If not, I think I've touched on what I need to get out of the Sultans for this season and my commentary as well. Like I said, I'll make the prediction, Dave. I think the fact that this team is playing at home in those big games makes them very, very live. And just look at the success that all of our teams had in the postseason last year, no matter how they slice up the pie when we get into the postseason. Like I said, it may end up breaking up the way it looks, depending on how those standings shake out. The teams might get broken up a little bit in the postseason, but wherever they've ended up last year, you saw the way it goes. And there's Thor. Hey, there you go. There you go, Thornton. Shout out time.
Yep.
You better do this one.
Oh, yeah, that's my mom.
Yeah.
Thanks,
And
Mama Thornton.
And that's the one thing I want to do my own shout out to the Sultans team, and that's not taken away from any of the Grossmont teams, conference teams, as I appreciate them all. But I have noticed over the years, you players are pretty lucky to have the support that you have at Santana. A lot of the parents support you not only on the field but off the field, and even when you guys are on the PPR, you're with East County Sports, wherever you may be, the support that you get also from your coaches at Santana. I think you guys really have a tightly knit group, and I'm sure you guys would agree with that.
Let's go, Aiden Dolan. Give me your favorite coaches, and don't forget one of them.
You're putting me on the spot.
All right, give me your position.
That's not me.
Give me your, give me your offensive side, whatever you like over there.
Coach Bark for sure. That's our offensive line coach. Coach Needy and Coach Estes for sure as well.
Thornton, give me some of these great coaches. These guys have been together as long as I can remember now. Most of them.
I mean, gotta give that shout out to our defensive coordinator, Coach Wright. He brings the intensity every practice, gives us the energy we need to keep going. And then we got Coach Martin that just came in. They're really bringing energy as well. Even when Coach Wright isn't there, when he's not able to be there, they're bringing a lot of energy for us. Then we got obviously Coach Estes. Got to give a shout out to him. He's the one who's been keeping us together. Keeping us strong. I mean, those are just like my coaches, I guess. I mean, I'm linebacker, so I don't see a lot of the DB coaches. I mean, we got Coach Woods. Coach Tippin. He's new. He's a good coach. We got a lot of new coaches this year, so it's gonna be fun.
Coach Estes, clean it up. Did they get everybody?
They did.
One more.
Don't forget Roy.
Hey, Coach Roy. We love Coach Roy, and we got to give a shout out to Coach Taylor because she does everything for us. Yeah. Coach Taylor does everything for us. So
literally, she runs the entire show. I'm just there once in a while, and
I hope they get it together in flag football. I know we got 4 teams this year. I think we got the Sultans, who else? Dave, the Eagles, the Foothillers, the Sultans, and the Cougars. I think are playing flag football, and it's only going to get bigger.
Yeah.
And the Hillers, did you mention the Hillers?
They won. They were great. They were a good. They were our only entry, and they had a very, very good season last year. So, hey, Josh, what do you think of your time so far, moving up at this level at this age? Did you see this coming? Was it obviously with their quarterback last year transferring? You probably. Maybe you knew of it right away. Maybe they said, hey, work hard this summer because we're doing some things. What's been your experience coming up from the freshman level? I don't know if you can compare it because you haven't been a varsity member, but what kind of things do you notice are different? I know sometimes there's working together, weight room and all that, but what do you feel like in your heart and in your mind?
I think the intensity and the teamwork has really gotten a big jump from freshman. Freshman, it was a little lack off, but now varsity is like a lot more focused, a lot more hard work.
Nolan, you impressed with what you've seen so far? This Josh's composure is pretty cool here.
Yeah, absolutely. He really impressed me. Well, obviously, I didn't really know him before he came up to varsity. It was definitely good to meet him and see what he can do as a quarterback.
And Josh, I was just wondering if Coach Estes pulled out the last Josh that was behind center and pulled out the film and showed you that Josh Odewalt was the last one that was the last Josh you had behind center, correct, Coach?
He was, and I have not shown him any video. We might have to we'll put that in there now, though. Might have to be one of the film things that we do.
Great point, Dave.
Josh pretty.
Yeah, he was one of my favorites. So we've had some good ones. I mean, you think of guys, like go back to Gassner. I think that was right when you were right at the beginning.
Fantastic, and then of course Nathan Temple was amazing, and so we've had some guys over the years that have done really well as quarterback. So.
And just remember, Temple, that's something Josh should keep in mind as well. Nathan started pretty young as well, and he turned out to be one of the better QB1s that's been behind center for quite a while. Yeah,
he led us to the second best record in our history of the school. So he tied the set record. We were both 11-2. 2011 and his what was it, 19? 19, yeah, 19.
There's Lenny.
He turned out to be the the best interview too. Remember Ramon?
Oh yeah, well I loved that team, no doubt about it. And
That was
again,
a fun team too. Not gonna lie.
yeah. Look, Dave, I've been out to the Southwestern College a few times with the Santana Sultans. We know how to get to the championship game. One step at a time. We're looking for a league win. We're looking for 5 league wins here. It's going to be a great, tough schedule, and no doubt about it, Dave. Like I said, the situation is in the Sultans' hands a little bit. We're going to have great competitive games. Wouldn't be surprised if there's an upset or two, but these guys don't have to worry about that. Just take care of business at home. And, hey, we'll even give them, you know what? I know we're playing the Monarchs and the Norsemen on the road, but look, this is East County football, Dave. They're all pretty tough. So, all right, Dave, go ahead and get us out of here. If you have any questions for these guys, I want to thank the Santana Sultans for coming on. I guess I'm putting them at the top right now just because of the home field advantage. No slight on other teams, Dave. We still got to meet up with those other guys, but I'm just looking at it from that perspective. Go ahead, Dave.
I'm going to slightly disagree and just say that El Capitan, Santana, and West Hills, it could be any one of those three. It just depends on who shows up that day and who puts in the hardest work at practice and on that field, and who has the desire in their heart to win that game that day.
Yeah, Coach Estes, I think these guys know. You guys never try to pull anything on them. They know what's in front of them. They know what they can achieve.
Yes, they do. And, like I said, to me, the most important game is the next game. So first one I'm worried about is Bonita going through the scrimmage, getting through that. Then the next one, worry about the other guys as we get to them.
Oh, great, Dave. Coach is worrying about scrimmages just like a coach does. All right. Thanks a lot to the Santana Sultans for coming on the show today. AIDEN Thornton, senior captain AIDEN Dolan, going to be a first team. Both these guys are going to be first team, at least all Valley League, if not on our all East County team. And Josh Pell, hopefully we'll get to see him for the next 3 seasons. Josh, great to meet you and have you. And we'll put up with Coach Estes for another couple of years if he'll have us here, and also give our best to the CEO of the Santana High football program,
Miss Taylor Estes.
That's right.
Tell her I was bummed that we didn't have her. So shout out Taylor. All right. And shout out to all the Sultans this season. All right, Dave, thank you so much for getting them. And thank you guys. Good luck this season. And especially to Josh. I want to say that specifically. All right. For Dave, I'm Ramon. Thank you for joining us.